Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm Johnny from Johnny's Garage and today I will talk about 5 things I hate about my Austin 7. Let's go! So first of all, no, I don't hate my car, but of course there are some things I would like to improve. Some of them I can't improve because that's just how the car is. So the first thing I hate about my Austin 7 is that the car is too loud. Some might say, Johnny, are you dumb? A car can't be too loud. But yes, I promise you, when you drive this car for 4 to 5 or 6 hours or even longer in a row, this car can be too loud. Here's a little example on how loud the Austin 7 really is. And of course it's just a straight pipe from the engine all the way to the end. There's no dB killer in the exhaust tip like it's sometimes mounted on motorcycles, and there's also no muffler. And yes, I could install a muffler somewhere in this region, but as you can see there is not really much room or space for a muffler, and I also like the look how the exhaust is following the lines of the car all the way to the end. So I will just deal with it. Sometimes when the car is too annoying or too loud for me, I just put earplugs in my ears and that's alright. Let's go on to number 2. The car loses a lot of oil. And that's very annoying. Let me open up the engine cover. So I hope you can see that all down there's a lot of oil, and maybe you can see it now better. Here's also a lot of oil here. Let's check the other side. Maybe that one is more, it's better to see. Oh yes, from this side you can see it a little bit better. There's a lot of oil coming out of between the crankcase and the engine block. So it's super annoying that the engine is losing so much oil. As you can see, just from standing here for a couple of minutes, there are already a few drops on the ground. And yes, so I will change this problem. I already built a new engine, which I hope will be sealed all the way and won't lose any oil, but I'm pretty sure it will lose oil eventually as well. But let's just hope it will be dry for a couple of months or maybe a year, I don't know. So this problem will be solved pretty soon. Another thing I don't like about my Austin 7 are the mudguards. Right here you can see it the best. This one isn't aligning with the wheel at all. It's been like that since the beginning, since I own this car, and yeah, I really don't know. I guess the person who built the car didn't really build it correctly. But I will change it, and I already printed a new prototype. So that's obviously not the total length of the new mudguard, but it's quite a bit wider, and also the radius of the mudguard is a little bit different. And I think that this will look much better. And another reason why these mudguards don't really align with my tires is because this right here is an original Austin 7 tire. You can, if you put it next to the tire I'm driving right now, this one is much more narrow than this one, and that's because this is a 3.5 times 19 tire and this is a 4 times 19 tire, and that's because this tire right here is a Longstone tire. You can see it right here. To be honest, you probably never heard of this brand. That's because they only manufacture tires for very old cars. And I've been driving this wheel or this tire for I think almost 2 years, and I was happy with the tire, with the performance, but it wasn't lasting very long. So after 2 years the tread was almost worn off, and then I decided, okay, let's try a different tire. And I've heard a lot of good things about the brand Excelsior, and so that's what I'm driving right now, and so far I'm pretty happy. But the Excelsior tire only start at 4 inches and not at 3.5. That's why I decided to drive a 4x19 tire, but that won't help with the looks of the fenders, and as you can see also right here, yeah, but I will change it. All right, number 4. The rear suspension is way too soft. Let me demonstrate that real quick. All right, you can already probably see it when I jump inside the car. It's very soft, I don't know. All right, as you just saw, the rear suspension isn't really the best. I think that's because the springs are too soft, I think, and maybe also the shock absorber is not really in the best condition. I will improve that as well, but I will do it in the next winter time, because I think if I send away the springs, that will take some time. And yeah, it's okay when I drive on my own, but when I'm with a passenger which is the same weight as myself, then the fender is often hitting the wheel, and that's not just because the fender isn't sitting correctly, it's alright, but the travel from the suspension is just too far. And yeah, I will change that, and it's super annoying when you're driving with a passenger over speed bumps or so, but for now it's just how it is. The last thing I hate about my Austin 7 is the Electronica system. Let's start with the wiring harness. This one looks like that. There are a lot of luster terminals in this car, and they are not waterproof, they are not reliable, and I would not recommend you putting these into a car. I already have 4 right here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are a couple more in the back of the car, and yeah, that's why I want to change the whole wiring harness. Another reason is you have these wires right here. They are period correct, they are with this fabric on the outside, and some are just the modern type wires, so I want to change the wiring harness anyways. And while doing that, I want to change the voltage of the car as well. Right now I'm running a 6-volt battery, and I want to change it to a 12-volt battery. So these are the 5 things I hate about my Austin 7. I hope you liked the video, and as always, keep driving and follow for more.